I confused my 11-year-old daughter as an intruder when she got home from school, so I shot her. My name is Timothy Batts, and this is my story. My daughter Tamia was my everything. There was nothing more in the world I loved than being her father. I looked forward to taking her to school every single morning, and on this special day, August 8th of 2016, it was her first day of school, so I waited for her at the house and couldn't wait to ask her about her day when she got home. I ended up falling asleep when waiting for her, and that's when I was abruptly woken by hearing noises inside of the house. I saw a shadow come across the door, so I grabbed my gun. I walked towards the door and said, "Who's there?" That's when someone jumped out and said, "Raw," to scare me. I instantly shot this person, and to my horror, when I looked down, I realized it was my own daughter. I instantly put her in the car and drove to the hospital. I kept telling her I was sorry, and she kept asking me if this was a dream. Unfortunately, my daughter would not survive. I was arrested and took a plea deal where I pled guilty to reckless homicide and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Many people believe that my story was a cover-up and that I knew exactly what I was doing when I shot her. Others believe that it was just an innocent mistake. Follow for more stories.
Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on the camera.
It was worth it.
That curve way too fast.
I did. I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna crash.
No, I don't.
I didn't say. I don't think so. I'm just saying I thought you were gonna crash. Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is just my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
Huh?
That girl's not 18?
Yeah.
No, she's not. Come on out. Why's your zipper, your buttons down on your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay. Come back here. Come back here with me, Jeremy. Sit right here.
I'll button my zipper.
Yeah, please button your zipper.
Yeah. I mean, I had to take like a piss and
We're always told to drink a lot of water throughout the day, but have you ever wondered what happens when you drink too much water? Well, 35-year-old Ashley Summers drank 64 ounces of water in a span of 20 minutes and passed away from water toxicity. Ashley, her husband, and 2 daughters were at Lake Freeman in Indiana when she began feeling dehydrated. So she drank 4 bottles of water because for some reason she wasn't able to quench her thirst. Ashley complained about having a horrible headache and she began to feel lightheaded. When she got home with her family, she passed out in the garage and she was taken to the hospital where the doctor said she had brain swelling. Ashley never woke up and she was pronounced dead from water toxicity. A toxicologist said that this is more likely to happen to someone who's extremely dehydrated, which will cause them to drink too much water and not enough sodium or electrolytes. So remember, bring more than just water on really hot days, especially if you're under the sun for a long period of time.
Imagine murdering and eating your little brother's privates. Trigger warning for extremely graphic descriptions. In April of 2019, neighbors heard screaming coming from a home in São Roque, Brazil. 18-year-old Karina Rogue was left in charge of watching her brother Macon, who was 5, while their mother went out for the day to run errands. When the mother got home, the door was locked and she asked the kids to open it. However, Karina refused. This is when the mother called her brother, who lived nearby, to come and get inside the house. He managed to bust the door open, but was stunned when he saw what was inside waiting for them. Serious trigger warning once again, because this victim is 5. Once the uncle and mother were inside, Karina became extremely violent and started throwing things and hitting them. When she was finally restrained, she even bit their family dog, who had turned on her. Macon's body was found surrounded by black candles. His eyes had been pierced, his wrist had been cut, the bottom of his feet had been burned, and his privates were cut off. Karina admitted that once her mother left, she told her little brother to come into her room to play games. This is when she took a pillow and suffocated him. She then attempted to remove his head, but failed and only did half of it. After torturing his body, she then removed his privates and ate them. According to loved ones, there was no reason to suspect that she was ever violent or had any issues up until this point because there was never an incident leading up to this. In fact, her and her little brother got along really, really well, and she would always tell her mother that she would do anything to protect him. During an evaluation, Karina was diagnosed with schizophrenia. She was sent to a psychiatric hospital where it's believed she still remains, according to the last few articles I was able to find on the case. Macon was buried on April 5th, and the family never returned back to that home after this incident, which I don't even blame them because I don't think I could ever step foot inside that home again either. Let me know your thoughts down below on this case, but please always remember to be respectful. These are real people, real victims, real cases.
Earlier this week, a lifeguard in Malibu, California opened up a barrel that was on the beach only to find a body inside, and now a homicide investigation is underway. This past Sunday, a maintenance worker at the Malibu Lagoon State Beach saw a black plastic barrel floating in the lagoon and brought it in with a kayak. He didn't open it at the time, but the next morning, a lifeguard on duty spotted the same barrel back out in the lagoon. He swam out and brought it back into the beach, and when he noticed how heavy it was, he opened it to see what was inside. And that's when he found a man's body. The origin of the barrel is unclear, but it's possible that it was brought in with the tide from the ocean. The man's identity has still yet to be remained as well, and homicide detectives are now investigating and have not released many details. However, they did note that the foot did not look very decomposed, indicating that the body may have not been in there very long. Investigators are also looking into security footage in the area to try to determine where the barrel may have come from and who may have disposed of it. Like I said, they have yet to identify the remains, and the investigation is ongoing. But this is just so eerie, and I hope they can figure it out quickly. The man found dead inside of a barrel at Malibu Lagoon State Beach has been identified as 32-year-old Javonta Murphy. According to his Instagram, Javonta is a singer-songwriter from Los Angeles. The 55-gallon drum that he was found in was first spotted on Sunday by a maintenance worker at the state park. The worker brought it ashore with a kayak but could not bring it any further because it was too heavy, and he did not open it at the time. Then the next day, a lifeguard found the same barrel floating in the lagoon and brought it ashore, and he then opened it and discovered Javonta's body. Other than the name of the victim, the LAPD has not released any more details about this crime, but it is being investigated as a homicide. All that they've said is that the body did not seem very decomposed, meaning that he likely was not in there for very long. They've also said that the barrel had a printing company chemical label on it. But other than that, they do not know how the barrel got into the lagoon or any of the circumstances surrounding Javonta's death. But hopefully they will be able to figure out what happened to him so he can get justice. I'll keep you updated when we know more.
Which car? That car right there?
Yeah, that one. The like silvery brownie color one.
Okay. We'll look next to it and then... what did she say?
Can you see it? Can you see her?
No, not yet.
She just like did that signal for help.
Roll down your window. Roll down your window. Pull up next to her. That's her?
That's her. That's her. She did it again. She did it again. She did it again. Okay, what do we do?
That's the sign for help?
That's the sign for help. What do we do?
Just back up. Let, get behind them. Okay.
Okay. Should we follow them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Call 911.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm freaking out a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay. They don't even have a license plate.
I know. I don't even know how to follow them. Okay.
Go ahead. Call 911.
Okay. Yeah, hi. I'd like to report, I think a situation of domestic abuse. I don't know. We just saw this woman in a car and she signaled for help. She gave us a sign for like, I need help or I'm being abused. I don't really know exactly what her specific situation is, but she signaled and now we're following them on the freeway. Yeah, it's a Nissan Versa.
Slow down. They're exiting.
I'm trying to get over and I'm trying to talk to her.
Okay, they're not exiting. They are exiting.
Oh my god, this is really hard to do. Okay, yeah, we're following them. Wait, don't follow them? But she needs help. She's exiting. Yeah, they're exiting. Alright, bye.
Are they sending someone?
Yeah, they said that they'll send someone in this area, but like, what are we supposed to do? Should we just follow them anyways? They said not to follow them.
I think, well, what if they don't find her?
But I mean, they're probably not going to find her. They're
they're turning on their own. Yeah, see, I just wonder if let's stay back and maybe call the cops. I don't know.
Well, let's see where they go. Maybe they'll go into a house or maybe they're...
Did you see the guy?
No, I was only paying attention to her.
Is there anybody in the back seat?
Not that I saw.
And that you sure that's the sign for help, right? We're not just like calling the cops for no reason.
No, I'm 100% positive.
How do you know?
Well, because I learned about it after I was in my situation, and I wish I would have known that back then.
Okay. Well. What is it? It's a Versa?
Yeah.
But no hubcaps.
No license plate. Like there's
they're
literally
turning.
no
They're
way.
turning. They're turning. Okay. Just stay back, okay? Don't get too close because I don't want him to freak out on you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe that.
Okay, we're going.
Okay, just kind of chill. They're getting gas. Yeah, just follow them. Follow them slowly.
But we don't need gas, so should I park somewhere else?
Yeah, just stay right here. Stay right here.
Should I park?
No, go over by that other car.
Over here?
Yeah, just don't lose them. Yeah.
I'm just gonna back into this parking space.
Okay,
Like we're going
okay.
in. We just need a drink. That's all. Just here for some water.
She's okay.
Just sit and wait for a second.
I mean,
Oh, he's getting out.
I just don't want him to see us.
It's okay. Pretend like you're on your phone. Oh my god.
Inside this abandoned warehouse in Reedley, that a discovery so shocking was made that it left local health officials stunned. Materials including human blood, unidentified tissue, and other unknown substances. The discovery was made after a local code enforcement officer noticed this garden hose poking out a back wall of the building.
Frankly, we knew that shouldn't be there, and when she went to go investigate, she found that there was activity or operation or something happening within that building.
The city then obtained several search warrants to enter the building. Once inside, no staff was located, but
there was a special room that was built housing about 1,000 mice, 1,000 white lab mice.
And the reason the mice were in the lab was jaw-dropping.
Through their statements, that they were doing some testing on laboratory mice there that would help them support developing the COVID test kits that they had on site.
Documents show the lab was also being used to produce pregnancy tests. 200 of the nearly 1,000 mice were already dead. According to court documents, all the rodents were being caged in, quote, inhumane conditions. Also found thousands of vials, many of which contained biohazards. Infectious, viral, bacterial, and parasitic agents were being stored inadequately, including E. coli, malaria, and even COVID. The city of Reedley immediately called in the CDC, the FBI, the California Department of Public Health, and the Fresno County Department of Public Health.
More apparent how dangerous he was and how sick. Something wasn't right.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off.